we have the reverse step down, and this is going to be the first progression known as the Patrick step down. So we're going to get Harry to start on a nice low, actually we're going to start on the floor. Start on the floor is the first progression. Now what we're going to do is a single leg sort of reverse step up, or known as a step down. So we're going to lift one leg, and what we're going to do is just put that heel down just in front of the toes, and you're going to see a slight knee bend. What we want to see is our hips come forward and our shoulders sort of slightly behind. So from a side angle, these hips should end up in front of that back ankle. So wrong would be pushing the bum back, right would be how Harry is here, leaning forward, and what you'll see is now angle of force generated in through that kneecap on an eccentric component, and then we push back off the heel, back to the start. We're going to do 10 reps on each side. So nice and slow control, pause at the bottom, and back, and this is 10. Perfect. If that's too easy, we could load that up. Another way to make it more difficult is increase that range. So we step up onto a plate. We're looking at about 3 inches here for the first progression. So let's go again. Hips come forward, pause there, open the hips up. I like to use the term dig forward. So dig forward, shoulders back. Cool, so now you see he's much straighter, he's not pushing his bum back. Push out of that hole, and we're gonna go 9 and 10. Good, so notice here, go one more. The heel stays flat. So we're going to get some dorsiflexion through this foot, and we're getting some drive through the patellar tendon and the VMO on this leg, and push back. So we could load that up and build to body weight on our back, or we could do it with dumbbells, or we could do it with the front rack. We can also increase the range again. We're going to go to about 4 inches. Now the rule of thumb here is if it's painful, stay at the lower range and just build that range too, because we're still going to work on that top range, lockout strength, still developing that VMO. The range is obviously good to have, but it's not the most important thing. It's building that strength and resilience through the knee. So pretending you have a bar on your back, just say we've built up, we're in week 10 of this progression, we've got half our body weight on our back. Now you're going to see the degree of difficulty increase. Let's go again, drive forward, hips forward, dig forward, hold, and back. Notice he's sort of just gently touching on the heel. He's not using the press. Go again. Pause there. Now we've got a bigger force production through that knee. He's got to push harder to get back. He's increasing that range of strength. Good. And eventually, when you're ready for it, we're going to move on to 6 inches. And the standard is trying to get body weight on your back for 10 reps per leg at a 6-inch deficit, which is a long progression to get to, but let's see how it looks for Harry. Good. Notice how as it gets higher, he wants to push his hips back. That's going to reduce the amount of force required for the VMO, so it's sort of cheating. So drive down, drive the hips forward, dig forward, other way, that's better. So actually open your hips up. We don't want to see any hip flexion, we want to see hip extension, and drive back. One more rep, toes up, and push back. Nice, so 10 reps per leg. Ideally on a 6-inch, but starting wherever you need to make sure that you've maintained that perfect form. Nice.